and understanding and learning about the different, challenges, I would say, and also just expectations of different cultures, learning what matters to people, how like we work and how to communicate more effectively across cultures. I think it's really fascinating. Basically, what I love about Loft doesn't have politics. I think you can come in here and every single person that works in this company always talks about how the people are like the best part of this environment working here. Anyways, it's just like incredible challenges to work on that are really transforming the way that things are done in the aerospace industry, which is, I think, has tended to have operated in a certain way for a very long time.
So today I have a boss lady with us who is member of Chief, paving her way towards success and growth. She thanks her family, her children, and her loving husband to contribute towards her happiness just because she realizes that they contribute in making sure that they can offer her the right work-life balance and support her through her every career decision. Let's welcome Kiersten on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where she will tell us about what it's like being a boss lady, how she manages a team of people, what her day-to-day routine looks like, and why people should work for the company that she currently works for. Hi, Kiersten. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
So, Kiersten, can you tell us about where you work, what your company does?
Yeah, so I work at a company called Loft Orbital. We are an aerospace startup, and we actually basically provide space infrastructure as a service. So it's like rideshare and timeshare on lower Earth orbit satellites, and so multiple customer payloads in one place. And my job is to be our head of people. So I lead all things like globally as it relates to talent, people, recruiting. Work very closely with the founders on supporting culture.
Okay, so that sounds very interesting, Kirsten. And you mentioned some of the responsibilities of what you do. Would love to understand, because you manage a team globally, what are some of the best parts of working with a team that's global?
Best parts, really unique from a cultural perspective. So we have an office in France, and then one in Colorado, which is where I'm based, and then one in San Francisco. And so, I mean, really, like we have such an international team, and understanding and learning about the different, challenges, I would say, and also just expectations of different cultures, learning what matters to people, how like we work and how to communicate more effectively across cultures, I think is really fascinating. And then also just from a people perspective, there's this, and just like a company culture perspective, figuring out how do you work together effectively when you have an 8 and 9 hour time difference on your teams. And like every time I've gone gone to France, like, and you're sitting there and you realize, like, I'm starting my day and it's like the middle of the night for everyone back at home, and then we're not waking up or doing anything until the late afternoon. It really gives you that perspective. So
I think it's definitely being appreciative of different cultures and understanding that differences can coexist, where if you utilize them in the right way, you can definitely come up with innovative ideas. You can enjoy each other's company more. So thank you so much for sharing that, Kirsten. Kirsten, my next question for you would be is your company recently got their Series B funding, so it's definitely growing. What are some of the active positions that you're actively hiring for, and what kind of skills do you look for in candidates when they do apply for your company?
are you talking about just like soft skills or hard skills?
I think it could be a combination of both.
Okay. Yeah. So, geez, we are hiring actually for quite a few roles right now. So everything from, embedded software engineers to, program managers. So basically people who have, experience, do actually like putting together a satellite program, in previous companies. So both a lot of individuals from aerospace background. And then we're also looking, for people who have software engineering experience, which doesn't require an aerospace background. And really interestingly, I think sometimes there's roles that kind of there's like that cross the chasm, if you will, or please delete that part. That didn't sound great. But where basically we do have some software engineers who have like interesting aerospace background, like hiring for a flight dynamics engineer, where they're actually looking at orbital patterns, which is really fascinating. And then also, so we have programs team, systems engineers. So basically the people who are responsible for understanding like the complete, system, basically that we're at a systems level, basically like the satellite that we're actually putting together. And geez, I'm trying to think. Like most of them are engineering positions, and then we don't have these, I think, posted and open on our website right now, but we are looking, for more technical program managers, and then also, looking for people who are actually like test engineers. So basically, the test engineering part of that is after we've done all the design, the work to actually, figure out how to be putting all these payloads in, into our payload hub, which is basically what sits on top of the satellite bus. So we're actually able to do this, much faster, basically get satellites and payloads to space much faster than our competitors. And so the way that that works is they're actually designing this entire system. At the end, we actually have to make sure that the satellite functions, basically. So the test engineers are really responsible for some parts of the end of the process to make sure that what we're actually doing, the design, once we've put it together, that that all actually works, and we can get that satellite into space, and that it's actually going to function once it's up there.
Oh wow. So I think these people will essentially be building products from scratch and will be contributing to a lot of the decision making process. So definitely sounds amazing. And thank you so much for going through all those roles. You're definitely hiring, your company is definitely growing. So thank you for sharing that. So
Yeah.
Kirsten, you mentioned that why, as in like you were what you look for in candidates when they're applying.
Mhm.
Now I think would be your chance to give a pitch to candidates who are actively seeking as to why they should work for your company. What's so special about your company? What's the purpose? What's the mission? What are some of the values that people should consider when they're actively applying and seeking the job market right now?
Oh my God. Okay. So I love, honestly, Loft is the best company that I've ever worked for. And that doesn't mean that it's not challenging. That doesn't mean that we don't have, struggles. It's still, we're definitely a startup company, and we're still working through all those, the natural challenges that come with scaling an organization. And also as part of that, like we did a lot with very few people. And I think I've only joined, or I joined Loft in January. And so I have to give credit to, immense amount of credit, obviously, to all of the people who actually built this company before that even, made it possible for me to join, for there to be a place, that I could come and help them, be a part of the scaling journey. But it is actually incredible when you look back on what they were able to do with a team of, like less than 60 people, I think last year, and get into, and they were working at it, for 4 years, and getting everyone into, and start getting two satellites actually into space. And so I think that's just the foundation of this, is that we have a team of brilliant, brilliant people who are incredibly hardworking. That did, for a period of time, lead to a place where we had a lot of, I guess you could say, organizational debt to cover, and sorry, I started with the negative piece of that. So let's cut out that middle part,
Okay.
if you don't mind. Get back to that. But basically, what I love about Loft doesn't have politics. I think you can come in here, and every single person that works in this company always talks about how the people are like the best part of this environment working here. I think I've never worked with such an amazing group of people, and a place where I really can, I can go and have a conversation with our founders. I can tell them something directly, exactly, like what I'm feeling. Other people in the company can do this, and there's no ego attached to that. There's no time spent worrying about how what you're taking is going to be received. We can have very direct and easy and efficient conversations. And then I think the other part of this is that you get to work on something that's incredibly challenging. What we're doing here at Loft is a true 0 to 1 problem. Like we're not just reinventing the wheel on something that's already been done before. We're really trying to transform the way that, a customer can actually access space. And so if you think about it from that perspective, really, like the company's mission is that we want to be able to have, like, become like the space infrastructure, that enables anyone to get their payload to space, to collect information from space. And what we're doing even today is enabling customers that otherwise would never have the capital, would never have the opportunity to do things like this, actually be able to collect the information that they need to get maybe their startup company, like, move forward. Because without us, they wouldn't be able to do that. And I think there's, anyways, it's just like incredible, incredible challenges to work on that are really transforming the way that things are done in the aerospace industry, which is, I think, has tended to have operated in a certain way for a very long time. And we're really trying to, be one of the front runners in terms of, transforming the way, again, the way that customers can access space and make it much more equitable across the board.
So I don't know about anyone else, but I'm definitely sold. That was a wonderful pitch. Kirsten's a good job on that. I think the problem solving part, the people part, why people should work for your company, especially the culture, it sounds absolutely amazing. And I think people are realizing that's essentially the people that make a company. It's the people that you work with, because you do spend quite a lot of time with people you work with. And if you don't like them, then it would be an issue because you would dread going to work. And I think that definitely sounds amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that, Kirsten. But other than that, Kirsten, thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing your wonderful insights about your journey so far, about your wonderful company. If people are definitely seeking for jobs, I think they should definitely reach out to me, and I'll definitely put them in touch with Kirsten. Thank you so much, Kirsten, for coming on the show. It was a pleasure.
Thanks. Have a great day.